Hi, I'm Lori Putnam with today's Dwell video devotion. These devotions are available every Monday and every Friday as we are in the sermon series called Dwell, the Book of Psalms. Many of the Psalms were written by David, and in one of them he says that there's only one thing that he seeks, only one thing that he would ask, and that is to dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And that dwelling, or that being in the presence of God, is something that is available to all of us at any place and at any time. Well, today we're going to be looking at Psalm 34. This psalm was also written by David after an encounter with Abimelech. David was on the run and he needed help, so he ran to the temple. And a priest there named Abimelech helped him. And David realized that it was actually God's faithfulness, it was God's goodness that provided the help that he needed. And so in verse 8, he writes, "Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one that takes refuge in him." And I think the best way to help us understand this psalm is really with a Rice Krispie treat. Now, I can tell you how good of a snack this Rice Krispie treat is. It's crispy, it's chewy. This one's affordable because it came from Aldi. But unless you experience this Rice Krispie treat, unless you taste it for yourself, you don't really know how good it is. The same is true with God. I can tell you about his faithfulness and his goodness to me, but unless you experience it yourself, you don't really know. And so when we accept the work of Christ in our life, when we have a relationship with God, we're able to see and experience his faithfulness and his goodness. And we have a place of refuge in times of trouble that we are blessed to turn to. Difficult things happen in our lives, sometimes through no fault of our own, like the current pandemic that we're in. And these situations can cause fear and anxiety and isolation. But God is still good, and his refuge is available to us when we're experiencing these difficult times. So here's something for you to think through as you read Psalm 34 on your own. That is, have you tasted of the Lord's goodness and faithfulness? Have you accepted the work of Christ in your life? And how are you taking refuge in him? To answer these questions and more, you can visit firstdecatur.org. And we look forward to being together as we're scattered across the country this weekend for worship. Saturday at 5 p.m. and Sunday at 9 and 10:30 a.m. firstdecatur.org/church online.